Hello and welcome to Real English. I'm Profe Joel and we're talking today about more of Cliff's theories on beer, which I got from YouTube. It's a clip from a television show called Cheers. That was very popular for many years. And I'm going to quote from that. So if you want to look it up on YouTube, listen to it. Okay, it's very interesting, very funny. It's a funny show. And it starts with the waitress in a bar named Diane, and she says, "What I can't fathom is how one can drink ice cold beer in freezing weather." Now I said that very fast, I know. Let me say it again, slowly. What I can't fathom is how one can drink ice cold beer in freezing weather. Now I'm going to explain all that. Can't, contraction of cannot. Cannot. Now this word fathom, very seldom used, but she uses it. And what it means is understand, comprehend. So I'm just going to write here, understand. Because basically, they mean the same thing. What I cannot understand, or what I can't fathom, is how one means someone, a person, an individual. We could call it someone. Might even sound better because that specifies that is a person. One or someone. I can't fathom is how someone or one can drink ice cold beer. Wow. Ice cold beer. So we're talking about a beer and it's cold and it's so cold it's almost frozen into ice. So it's ice cold. And then we have the word freezing. Freeze means to become frozen or to become ice. When something freezes, it becomes ice. If it's freezing, then that means it is very cold. And what she's talking about is the weather, the climate. How is the climate? Well, the climate is freezing. Or you could say it's so cold it is becoming icy. When weather gets really cold, it can start becoming icy or it's freezing. So this is climate, weather. So let's go back and look at this. What I can't fathom is how one can drink ice cold beer in freezing weather. She can't understand that. Now look, it's not a question. She's not asking anyone's opinion about that. She's just throwing it out there. Like, I just don't understand that. I don't fathom that. Well, Norm, the other character in the television show, he looks to his friend Cliff and he says, "Cliff, Explanation, please. He's asking his friend Cliff for an explanation. An explanation why anyone would want to drink something ice cold when the weather is freezing. Or when it's so cold, why would you want to drink something cold? Explanation. Diane, who started the conversation, she asked him, well, how do you know that he has one? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know this? How do you know that? How do you know that he has one? One referring to an explanation. She wants to know how he thinks that Cliff might have an explanation for all this. Well, Norm replies, and this is very interesting, $5 says he does, 10 says it's a doozy. Now I'm going to explain all that. 5, of course, $5. That means dollars. It's just another way of saying dollars. $5 or $5 says that he does. In other words, $5, he's betting. He's saying that I bet $5 that he, Cliff, has an explanation. Has an explanation. Why people would drink ice cold beer when it's freezing weather. But then he doesn't stop there. He goes on to say and says he does. 10 says it's a doozy. Now let's look at that. I'm going to put this up here because I have more room up above. It's is a contraction of it is, and then we have the little word a. It is a. But he doesn't say it is a, he says it's a. He runs it all together. It's a. And people do that all the time. English-speaking peoples say it's a, whatever. In this case, he uses a very unusual word, doozy. Doozy, sometimes also spelled with the Z. But what this word means is something unusual, fantastic, spectacular, unbelievable. Doozy. Not often used, this word. But when you ever hear it, just remember, it means something maybe not even believable. Okay? Sometimes even silly. Okay? Now, here comes Cliff's theory on beer. This all has been led up for us to hear Cliff's theory. And here it comes. When the British ruled the Punjab. Now, what he's talking about here is the British Army when they conquered and were in control of the Punjab, which is a region of India. Then he's going on to say something about that.